Welcome to RaWMachines, your journey to discover the world's most impressive industrial processes. The focus of today's story is Banks Hardwoods, a family-run sawmill specializing in hardwood production in Michigan, USA. What enables a small family company to achieve international reach? And how are those durable hardwood boards produced inside this mill? Join me now to find out. In the United States, hardwood forests stretch across the Appalachia region to the Great Lakes and throughout the Midwest. Unlike softwoods such as pine or cedar, hardwoods come from broadleaf trees like oak, maple, cherry, hickory, and beech. These species grow slowly, have dense grain, and are tough and durable over time. When we look at the tightly packed growth rings, we see the time, climate, and history of the forest where the wood originated. This very quality creates a special reverence for hardwood, a material that is both natural and has the character of heritage. Its contribution to the American economy is significant. Billions of board feet of hardwood are harvested, processed, and exported worldwide every year. Beyond profit, it creates jobs for hundreds of thousands of workers, from forestry and transportation to sawmills and processing plants. But the value of hardwood doesn't stop at the numbers. It is also a story of stewardship and responsibility. And Banks Hardwoods is one of the sawmills continuing that story.
Hey!
Founded in 1985 in the town of White Pigeon, Michigan, Banks Hardwoods began as a small family business driven by a passion for wood. Over time, it has grown into a respected name in the American hardwood industry. What truly sets the company apart is not its size, but its operating philosophy. Quality everything. Quality is present in every step, from sourcing timber and running the mill to training employees and delivering products. For them, no detail is too small. Everything must meet the highest standards. Alongside quality stands a strong commitment to sustainability. The company works exclusively with suppliers who practice selective forest management, ensuring that every tree harvested is balanced by future regeneration. To better illustrate this spirit of resource stewardship, join me now as we step into the vast forests, where Banks Hardwoods begins the very first steps of its harvesting process. Before the first saw blade ever touches a tree, a meticulous preparation process takes place. Foresters walk through the woods, recording every tree species, measuring height and diameter, and determining the age and overall health of the forest. Topographic maps, satellite data, and drone imagery are also used to analyze the entire area. This helps them determine safe transportation routes, avoiding soil erosion or damage to the ecosystem. Everything is calculated thoroughly. Once the plan is finalized, it becomes the guiding principle for the entire team, from the saw operators and machine drivers to the log yard managers. Now, the forest is ready for the next step. The colossal machines roll in, led by the powerful Ponzi harvester. With its sturdy chassis and robust hydraulic system, it can navigate steep slopes and muddy ground while maintaining stability. Its computerized cutting head fully embraces the trunk, clamps down, and in just a few seconds, the tree is neatly and safely felled. The cutting head then rapidly strips the branches, removing every large and small limb. With precise cuts, it divides the trunk into standardized lengths. Each segment is calculated by the machine's software to maximize the high-quality wood and minimize waste. The operator sits inside a sealed cabin, equipped with a display and electronic control system. From there, he operates like a conductor, coordinating speed and precision, ensuring efficiency while maintaining safety for himself and the environment. When the final trunk falls, the forest becomes silent. But this isn't destruction, it's the beginning of a new journey. At the edge of the forest, temporary staging areas, called landing sites, are established. These act as the gateway for the lumber to leave the woods. Each log segment is neatly stacked in rows, sorted by species and size. Then, forwarders load them onto trailers or truck beds. This moment marks a key transition. From a forest resource, the wood begins its life as industrial raw material, ready to enter the processing line. However, transporting the logs is far from simple. The routes out of the forest are often steep, slippery, and even muddy after rain. Drivers must be highly experienced to maintain balance while hauling tens of tons of wood behind them. A small mistake can cause the entire vehicle to slide downhill or the logs to spill, posing a danger to people and damaging property. Therefore, the staging and transportation stage is more than just an intermediary step. It's a critical link that ensures both safety and quality. A log that is handled efficiently and stacked according to standards retains its full value upon reaching. The trucks heavy with wood, having navigated mountain roads for hours, finally stop at the gates of the Banks Hardwoods mill. Now, the sorting work begins. Veneer-grade wood, the rarest type with perfect grain, is separated and sold directly to high-end veneer customers. Mid-grade wood, which makes up the largest proportion, enters the mill's main sawing line. Lowest grade wood, which typically has many defects, is sold to manufacturers of pallets or other industrial applications, keeping it out of the primary production line. Each log goes through a detailed evaluation process: diameter, length, straightness, grain, defects, and heartwood. The results are entered into an internal inventory system, acting as a personal file for each log. This allows Banks Hardwoods to tightly control the value, origin, and subsequent processing direction of every piece.
In by contracted log haulers.
From the outdoor yard, the colossal logs are moved by forklift into the sawmill.
The loader then
The first
places them onto
process
the
they must
transfer deck
undergo
of the
is
bucking
debarking.
station.
The bark, seemingly harmless, is full of dirt, sand, and pebbles. Just one contact is enough to dull the saw blades, causing inaccurate cuts, or even damaging the entire production line. Therefore, the debarking stage is considered a vital step, protecting the entire manufacturing process that follows. Meanwhile, in another room of the mill, a less visible but equally crucial team is at work: the saw filing department. These are the craftsmen whom Banks Hardwoods considers the silent heart of the entire plant. Standing amidst the smell of hot steel and lubricant, they meticulously inspect every saw blade. Each blade, meters long and weighing tens of kilograms, is removed from the machine to have its teeth sharpened, its tension balanced, and its absolute straightness ensured. This is not just technical work, it is an art. The saw filer must have enough experience to detect the slightest change, a tiny crack, an uneven vibration, or a tooth that has lost its angle. These seemingly small details can determine the efficiency of an entire multi-million-dollar production line.
Hey! Don't worry about it. No. Well, now you know why.
Once the log has been stripped of its bark and the saw blade sharpened to a razor's edge, the stage is set. First, the log passes through a 3D scanner. Sensors and lasers capture its entire shape, curvature, and even internal defects. The computer instantly calculates the optimal cutting pattern, one that produces the most boards at the highest quality with the least waste. Next, the log rolls onto the head saw deck. A massive bandsaw screams through it, and in an instant, the round log is transformed into a square cant. The cant is then sent to the resaw. Here, thinner saw blades come into play, slicing the block into multiple parallel boards of uniform thickness. Thinner blades mean less sawdust and more usable lumber, an ongoing testament to the industry's constant refinement. The slab cuts, the outer portions with bark, aren't wasted. They're sent straight to the chipper, turned into wood chips for the paper or particle board industries. Even the jacket boards, boards with uneven edges, are sent to the edger, where automated saws trim away the wane, producing straight, properly sized lumber. Finally, once the boards have taken shape, they move to the double-end trimmer. Any cracks or defects are cut away, and the boards are trimmed to exact commercial lengths, typically with an extra 2 inches, as required by NHLA standards. The result? From a rough, heavy log comes bright, square, uniform boards. Behind what may seem like a purely mechanical process lies a delicate balance of digital technology, steel machinery, and constant human oversight. And of course, the process doesn't end there. The boards must be inspected and graded, a stage where the experienced eyes of skilled workers remain at the center. Graders stand along the conveyor, their gaze fixed on each board passing by. With years of experience, they can detect warping, cracks, knots, or subtle color variations with just a quick glance. Every observation is recorded and entered into the system, determining the grade of each board. The standard they follow is the NHLA, National Hardwood Lumber Association, grading system, the common language of the North American hardwood industry. Grades such as FAS, Select, Number 1 Common, or Number 2 Common are more than just labels. They are commitments to commercial value and aesthetic quality. A high-grade board might become a premium tabletop or flooring, while lower-grade lumber finds its place in structural or industrial applications. In addition, sensors measure thickness, width, and length to ensure that every board meets the exact technical specifications. If there's any deviation, the software immediately alerts operators to make adjustments or flag the sawing line for review. At this point, each board has been identified: species, grade, and dimensions. All this information is printed on labels, fully reflecting its commercial value, and the boards are ready to leave the mill and enter the living spaces of people. Along the long conveyor, the lumber is pushed toward an area known as the grain chain. The work here may seem simple, but it demands both strength and precision. Each board, depending on its thickness, length, and grade, is sorted by workers into the correct carts or stacks. Even the smallest mistake in sorting can affect an entire shipment, and even the company's reputation. Once the required quantity is reached, the boards are bundled together. Heavy-duty steel straps are tightly secured around each bundle to keep it stable during transport. Forklifts move constantly, lifting the multi-ton bundles onto trucks or into shipping containers. From here, the lumber may head to domestic furniture manufacturers or to seaports for export to Europe and Asia. For Banks Hardwoods, each shipment is more than just commerce. It carries a promise of quality and sustainability. Every board leaving the mill represents a chain of responsibility, from selective forest management and advanced milling technology to skilled craftsmanship and rigorous grading. The journey at Banks Hardwoods has concluded, but a new journey is just beginning. Where will these boards go next, and how are they applied in human life? If you're curious about the answer, join us for our spin-off feature, The Applications of Hardwood in Human Life. This is where the raw nature of the log yields to the finesse of cultural and utilitarian products that accompany us every day. Let's begin. One, lumber in construction and furniture. A bundle of oak lumber leaving Banks Hardwoods might go directly to a furniture manufacturer. There, the boards are dried, planed, and transformed into dining tables, wooden chairs, or high-end kitchen cabinets. The dense, strong grain of the oak, with its characteristic golden brown hue, becomes a highlight in millions of homes. In the construction sector, hardwoods are found in flooring, staircases, and wall paneling. The durability of maple, hickory, and cherry makes them the ideal choice for luxury projects, where aesthetics must be matched with long-term longevity. 2. Lumber in art and musical instruments. Not all boards become furniture. Some of the most selectively chosen pieces, with exceptional grain and good resonance, are sent to instrument workshops. From there, they are transformed into pianos, guitars, or violins. Every note that rings out is an echo from a distant forest, proving that wood doesn't just build homes, it also builds music and culture. Three, lumber in global commerce. Many lumber bundles leave the United States, loaded onto containers for the port. From Michigan, they might travel to Europe, where architects turn them into high-end products. Or they might head to Asia, meeting the market's ever-increasing demand. On every package, the Banks Hardwoods label is the promise: quality everything. Quality in every fiber of the wood, no matter where it goes. The story we have just witnessed is not only the journey of American hardwood, but also the journey of Banks Hardwoods, a small family business in White Pigeon, Michigan, that has grown into a globally respected brand. In a sawmill like Banks Hardwoods, we see the clear fusion of nature, technology, and humanity. Nature provides the valuable raw material, technology delivers precision and efficiency, and humanity, with experienced eyes, skillful hands, and a spirit of responsibility, keeps the entire operation in balance. The future of the American lumber industry is also the future of green materials. As humanity seeks alternatives to steel and concrete, wood, with its inherent ability to store carbon and its proven sustainability, will surely become the foundation for a new era of construction. From the ancient forest to the modern city, from the logs in the mill to the quality products distributed worldwide, the journey of American hardwood is proof that nature, when respected and responsibly harvested, will never be depleted. And thus, every board you touch is more than just wood. It is the culmination of history, technology, and human skill, as well as a promise for a green future for the entire world. Thank you for staying with us until the end of the story. If you love videos like this, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our exciting upcoming stories. This is RaWMachines, and we'll see you next time.